So, look, I was just thinking about like positive and positive psychology and positive auto-suggestion, and how positive auto-suggestion is a subject that kind of encompasses positivity innately embedded into like the body of knowledge, maybe that subjects are potentially like ontologically, informationally, or like in reality, conceptually, perhaps metaphysically, energetically, literally, linguistically, essentially. I feel like so. I think it makes sense that reality and existence can be understood through physical means, as in things that exist in reality, because that means they're able to be regarded and related to as things that are real. And you can make certain assumptions about that at a base level, which is why I think it's a pretty strong hypothesis that language, linguistic based reasoning, to be specific, that utilizes language, can be used to infer things easily and intuitively, being that we're human beings with a biology that allows us to have psychology, where we have neurology as a term we can analyze intellectually, and we can also think of words like respectfully, so that embeds right there like meanings significantly, I feel like, and you can start analyzing that easily, and you can think about things like gravity and centrifugal force to feel like what in your informational field of awareness right now from where you are in your psychology is kind of drawing your focus and attention most, and psycholinguistics is a part of this. And it's kind of like there's a spectrum or like an array of linguistic things like words, basically sentences, words that are pulling and competing for your attention. So also I feel like power is a part of this, and it's interesting how these things are competing for your attention, like focus, like the focus economy or like the market for focus, and that's why ads go so hard for your focus and attention, because you're valuable. And so unethical shady business practices try to scam your attention, like force your attention by like being disrespectful in the ways they approach marketing. And so it's really important, I feel like, to not do business with businesses who have a disrespectful approach to marketing, because that's the core encroachment they hope you're okay with, because that allows them to just feed you lies endlessly, because you're already making a false buy-in, because you're buying into a premise that's a fallacious premise, and that builds warped and decrepit ontologies that are easily exploitable, because you're already using flawed reasoning due to buying into the premise. So I feel like it's important to be honest, and by doing so, like by regarding honesty as the best policy as a business person, you can just speak endlessly and honestly and have that align with harmonized feelings in your biology, neurologically, and it's physiologically aligning with things that make your spine feel nice and timing with the words that you're rhyming neurologically, so to speak. Because when you have congruent thoughts with symmetry that are aesthetically pleasurable and beautiful to experience, and the world around you reflects this in terms of beauty to be beheld immediately, in terms of your proximal awareness from right where you're at, proximal awareness, it feel like that essentially is a way to navigate through time and space, and it's kind of like celestial navigation. And I feel like magic mushrooms are pretty ill and can be used to align with stars in a kind of holographic universe type of way, and can intuitively speed up traversal through time and space. And this can probably be tested physically here on Earth, and I feel like something like autobahn licenses is logical, like building a lucid dream hyperphysical game simulation, like, because I was just thinking about it, like maybe like, in terms of THC testing, like, does it really matter if this person smokes cannabis, if they drove 10,000 hours in a lucid dream, like physical, hyperphysical game simulation, and they were able to consistently do that for 10,000 hours? Like, does it even matter like what state they were in during that 10,000 hours, if they're just like at what point is statistics enough to persuade you that it's safe? And is it a matter of virtue, or just like me analyzing why I sort of made some nervous system related jitter related expression influencing my expression there? Rather, it's because of the force of legal as a word, and how it's a neuroleptic catatonia inducing linguistic shock induction that's auto-hypnotic in nature, and how I feel like people abuse it and exploit it, and it's not a word to be used like that. and it's an exploitation of reality and people's understanding of healthiness. And I think it relates to misogyny essentially. And I'm going to keep studying this so I can actually explain why easily to offer maybe a theory as to why. I think it is because it aligns with dogma and it suits certain people who are already in comfy positions and they're intimidated and threatened by intellectual people who use intelligence, and they view writing tools as weapons in this equation because they feel threatened by literate people, essentially.